on the outside looking in, we were just talking a little about Austin Reaves. Can you just give your opinion, your thoughts, some of the chatter around Austin Reaves in the summer? I just put up something. Bobby Marks had mentioned that next year he could potentially make 5 years, 246 if they took the absolute max. Not that anybody thinks that that's going to happen, but it just kind of gives you an idea. What are those numbers going to look like for Austin Reaves? What's your thought on Reaves, his fit with the Lakers? What happens this offseason with him? Long-term plan. Would love to hear what you think.
Yeah. Offensively, I have no questions at all. I think he's a great fit with Luka and LeBron in the immediate, a good fit with Luka long term. I think one of the places where you saw Dallas have the best success with Luka was when they did put one other ball handler on the floor with him. Yeah, he eats up a ton of usage, but he just needs those outlets to be able to get the ball off to somebody. He does need to take a possession or two off, and he's not going to play 48 minutes a night. And I'm not taking any shots at his conditioning, I promise. Nobody plays the whole game. So you need somebody else that can be the key primary distributor, primary creator, and all that. And I think Austin Reaves can do that offensively. Are there questions defensively? Absolutely. Are there questions defensively with him, LeBron and Luka in the immediate, him and Luka long term? Sure. It's not going to, you're not going to lock opposing perimeter guys down. But the good thing with both of those guys is they have enough size. They can defend other positions. So if you're running into a spot where it's like, man, what we really need is a really good guard defender, you can go sign one and figure it out and get somebody. If it's, we need a big to protect the rim, you figure that out down the line. This year might be a little more difficult because you're working with limited resources to solve those problems. But down the line, the flexibility should free up and they'll be able to pursue those guys. And if you lock them in, I think you're good. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of Austin Reaves. I think he gets far too much guff for the things he's not good at without getting the credit for the things that he is really, really good at.
Why do you think that is? Because I'm still trying to figure that out. Austin Reaves, in a very short period of time, went from everybody loving him and loving his game and, oh my gosh, what a cool story. Obviously hits path to the NBA and then a real contributor. I mean, a real contributor in the league. Sure. Do you think more of it has to do with the fit with Luka, that once Luka got here and there's a lack of a center and there's other areas that the Lakers, and maybe it also has to do with just the lack of assets that the Lakers have to go acquire some of the things that they need? Why do you think such a quick change in how people view him?
Yeah, I think part of it was his rise was synonymous with the Lakers getting back to being a very good team again. So it was like, man, this is really fun. And he's fun and his story is fun. And look at us, we're winning. We're good. Like we're in the contention sphere again. So it was very easy. Now we're living there and he got the contract and people were like, hey, we haven't taken that next step. Why are we not in the finals? Why are we not winning a championship? And
are you trying to say Laker fans are not patient? Come on, Keith.
Hey,
come on, man.
Hey, anybody who knows I'm a Boston guy. Neither one of our fan bases, they have as much patience as I have in my little finger.
You're right about that.
It is championship or bust all the time, right? So I think it's winning time, right? And if he's not going to drive that, like really be a major part of it, and you see the success. That's where I think people are like, well, hold on. Is this the right guy for that? I also think there's just a misconception in the league where people, they don't understand what a $25 or $30 million a year contract is anymore. And that's probably where we're headed with Austin Reaves. Those are no longer max deals. They're not even close to max deals. And that's, crazy. I get it. And that's, an incredible amount of money. But the reality is, if you think in terms of the percentage of the cap, making 25 or 30 on his next deal, that's less than 20% of the cap. That's like what it used to be to make 14 or 15 or what he's making
market price now.
Yeah. And that's it. Those are the things that I think people kind of forget about. And last I'll say is the playoffs didn't go great. There were issues, but that's where you got to decide if you're the Lakers, those issues that we can solve or those issues that are just, that's how it's going to be. That has to just drive a lot of the decision making as well.
You made a point. You said that, we'll see what happens this upcoming year just based on the amount of assets the Lakers have. What do you think how much change can they make to where they are today? And let's say that's the offseason goes really good for the Lakers. And I'm not saying that they trade Austin Reaves, but I'm saying that they're able to get a big and a center that they feel like, okay, hey, now we got a little bit of size. We don't have to see Rudy Gobert have 2020 games against us in a game 5 clincher. If they are able to address their just their obvious needs, what is the upside you think that it could take the Lakers this upcoming year, whether you think they could compete for a chip or not, but just how much impact can it have in the short term?
Yeah, huge. I mean, they're not far away as it is, I don't think. Like, you've got to shore up those spots. You got to get real center depth in there. You have to get, I think, just a couple more, or at least one more defensive player. We'll see. I don't want to put too much on a dude Tiro, because second round pick, like
Sure.
anybody who's expecting him to be a savior and 25-minute a night rotation guy as a rookie, that's probably asking a lot of a second round pick.
Probably says something about the position of your team too, if you're asking
Yes,
for that. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, if they can shore up the holes in the roster, you have Luka, you have LeBron. Like, that's a better starting point than, I don't know, 20 teams in the league or so. So I think it would put them in the tier of teams right below Oklahoma City. You're not going to get on the Thunder level, barring some major moves that I don't see coming for them. But that puts you in the mix with teams like Denver and Houston and maybe the Clippers. Let's see what they do. Minnesota, we got to give them respect. They've been there
Sure.
2 years in a row. So I think, but it puts you in that mix. And then what you're trying to do is have enough depth. My thing now is, if you want to win a title, you have to build your depth. You have to have 100-game depth. You have to get through the 82-game regular season and then another 20 or so games to win a championship. And if you don't have that, you're going to struggle to win a championship. And I think that's for the Lakers now. It's, all right, how do we get not just this starting center in, but we have to have 100-game depth to go to where we want to be.
All right, thank you very much for watching the clip. Just want to give a shout out here to one of our partners, the Wallace Firm. They are official injury attorney of the Sliwa Show and Hoops Talk, the entire channel. If you are ever in a need, and I hope you're not, but some type of serious injury with yourself or a family member of yours, I would like to personally help you by introducing you to the best in the business, Brad Wallace and the Wallace Firm. Also got a URL out here that you can use as well. Just go to wallacewins.com/Sliwa. Thank you for their partnership, and thank you for being a part of the Sliwa Show.